Good afternoon, welcome to Cstv News at 24 on Cstv with me, Dr. Mensa. Now in the headlines, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo met all NPP presidential aspirants at his residence. Also coming your way, 9 injured in accident on Bontema Highway. Gold Board opens applications for jewelry and refinement issues. On the international front, Uganda bus crash leaves at least 63 dead. These and many more stories will come in your way. Stay tuned. Now, welcome back to our first story for today. Former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo hosted a breakfast meeting with the 5 presidential aspirants under the ticket of the New Patriotic Party at his residence. In his opening remarks, the former president expressed gratitude to the aspirants for honoring his visitation, describing it as a show of commitment to the collective good of the NPP. He then urged them to conduct their campaign in a healthy and issue-based manner that highlighted their respective visions for the party and the country. Member of Parliament for Asin South, Reverend Intim Fodjo, says the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill could be passed into law within 3 to 6 months if stakeholders shows a level of commitment towards it. Speaking in an exclusive interview, he expressed commitment in the legislation.
Into the bill, then it's expected that new controversies will arise. But we are talking about the same bill in the shape and form as was passed in 2024.
So for you, it's a done deal. But from your experience, how can it take for this bill to become law?
Within 3 months to 6 months, we should be able to pass this.
So we're looking at 2026.
Yes, with everybody, blending this process, the same commitment as was done in the previous parliament, this bill should be passed between 3 months and 6 months. We've had bills more complex than this, which have even come under certificate of urgency. We are still in parliament within a couple of days, even up to midnight, and pass more complex bills than this. So I don't see why this should even go beyond 3 months. This, as a matter of fact, should not even go beyond this meeting. Yes, if all stakeholders will lend. If all stakeholders will lend the same, commitment as was done previously, we should be able to go. Because there's no impediment whatsoever. This is not like a fresh bill that is starting from scratch. All the major issues have been dealt with. The same opinion leaders, the same stakeholders, they are the same that are going to handle this. So what I'm urging and appealing is for our traditional leaders, our clergymen and women, our pastors, our reverend ministers, our imams, all the coalition and CSOs who, forcefully mounted spirited defense behind this bill to renew that commitment.
And moving on to other stories, the Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, Mr. Mustafa Bandi, says the New Patriotic Party government cannot compare its administration to that of the new Democratic Congress administration. According to him, the NDC government is working for the people of Ghana, unlike the NDC.
We are working for the people of Ghana. It's difficult. And the honest thing is that we are working. And Ghanaians know that. Whenever the difficulties come, we will face it squarely and say it as a test. We have the confidence and the trust of the people of Ghana. The party for Mbenya Butre. Here, PBBA, 3 Abai Mbenya Butre. And Krofua, Omama, Moa, Pescato, Fua, no Bia Boyan. Punya, Bibia Tobo. Panchitri and Children, Unwanya Bina, Chabenebi. Obia Bakana Kumatuni, you not them Pibo. And Juma Ding, Edia Kaum and Penina Tree, Yabaya, Jumania. generate more. Yet me a fat Ghana for the party for ni be normal so almost me a because any nanny a coin ya they are buying by.
The Member of Parliament for Ibuakwa South, Dr. Kingsley Ajimai, has urged all African parliamentarians to enact and enforce laws that comfort health injustice. Dr. Ajimai said this while delivering his keynote address at the Faith Federation of African Law Students Continental Conference in Ethiopia.
Laws must therefore compare the total allocation of resources to ensure that the accident victim in Juba, the expectant mother in Yoko, and the young child in Isangani each stand an equal chance of survival and care. That is the true spirit of universal health coverage. The state of health access is therefore the state of human dignity. It is to recognize that behind every clause debated and every budget approved stands a line that depends on the choice of Congress. We have to put a human face to health access. At the heart of every policy, every statute, and every budget line lies the human struggle. Health access is not about statistics or hospital infrastructure alone. It is about the lives and dreams of people whose names may never appear in our reports, but whose struggles define the moral duty of leadership. A few years ago, I met a young mother in the eastern region of Ghana. She had walked more than 6 kilometers to reach the health center, only to find that the nurse on duty had no delivery kits. She wrapped her newborn baby in her own scarf, smiled, and whispered that she was grateful for her child. Lord,
while speaking, Dr. Ajimai therefore urged member states to adopt shared standards to ensure access to safe and affordable health care.
health access must therefore be felt in the daily realities of our people. It should mean that farmer in Togo, it should mean that farmer in Togo can access the same quality of care as a banker in Nairobi. It should mean that a child in Addis Ababa, Accra, or Kinshasa has an equal right to immunization, nutrition, and a healthy start to life. It should mean that our law speaks the language of compassion and are written with the ink of conscience. Legislation alone cannot heal wounds, but it can create systems that prevent them. It can ensure that medicines reach those who need them most, that hospitals are staffed and equipped, and that every citizen is seen and valued. Health access must not be an abstract principle debated in Parliament. It must be a lived experience that touches the heart of every African home.
Now let's move on to the Oti region. 8 teenage girls have been arrested by the Nkwanta South police for breaking into a home and stealing over 20,000 Ghana cedis cash and other valuables. The situation has raised concern among neighbors who are now on high alert. The suspects, who are students from schools in the Nkwanta South municipal area, are currently in police custody assisting with the investigations. The Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, Mustafa Gbandi, has provided details concerning the ongoing trial of the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Bernard Nchibuasiako. Speaking in an interview, he stated that the trial of the NPP chairman is not a political prosecution by the NDC.
Press conference contract I did my wound to me now so on your crown was under region one about Ampara and Pass was NDC for Bonabania. Bonabania to me Quaquaji loan for Debra, NDC or Betty, to me Quaji, a contaman is who 2 hours to in Fiano. I did just and a dinner by air he fears, but the Mahaman consults will be asked. A buying to so be asked. Yeah, will be our walk chronobian and rabbit to rabbit because the Ampa chronobon to Chilcru, the chronobot to Chilcra, the Biman to Tram Yamato. NDC him to say NDC him chronobo. Yeah, you must say any answer because your penny ye work like bulls. Yeah, to Chilcru.
9 people sustained various degrees of injuries in an accident involving a Toyota Hiace rate registration number GE 9739-24 and a Hyundai 100 on the Pontema Highway. According to the Ghana National Service, all 9 victims had been rescued and sent to the Akuse Government Hospital and St. Martin's Hospital for medical treatment. The operation was carried out in collaboration with the Somanya Ambulance Service and the Akuse Police, ensuring the swift evacuation of victims. However, the case of the accident is yet to be determined, while investigations are still ongoing. And on the sad note, we go for a commercial break. Stay tuned.
Limited. So who blocks machines here papa. None bonso assign edda from dia. Any na enwani Answer Company Limited. Your conveyor blocks machines, hydraulic blocks machines, pallets, any blocks machines in one session in and nothing so blocks machines are who draw opening in a being so ever. To show your chapwine in a year. There was Spinters Road 18 Junction. Yani KFC Dino and a dish anymore. Frey, it was 05,240 and I say 0540-725850. Amstel blocks machines in Papa Efie.
Every piece tells a story of love, elegance, and timeless beauty. At Sarah's Dream Jewelry, we bring you exquisite craftsmanship, stunning designs, and pieces that celebrate your moment. From engagement to anniversaries, birthdays to just because surprises, we help you make memories that shine forever. Discover timeless classics, modern elegance, and breathtaking collections. All our prices that sparkle. Looking for something unique? Our expert artisans craft personalized jewelry made just for you. Let's make your moment unforgettable. Sarah's Dream Jewelry, where elegance meets you.
Welcome back from the commercial break. You're still live on Cstv News at 24 on Cstv. Now, let's move on. The Ghana Gold Board has officially opened applications for jewelry and fabrication licenses effective from today. The move forms part of the board's mandate under the Ghana Gold Board Act 2025 to formalize downstream gold value addition, strengthen regulatory compliance, and promote sustainable industry growth. According to a statement from the board, all previous licenses issued by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for gold refining and fabrications are no longer valid under the new law. Former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, has called for a complete shift away from Ghana's over-reliance on support from the International Monetary Fund, arguing that the fund's extended credit facility program has not been beneficial to the country. Speaking at the IEA seminar series on Ghana's natural resource management regime, Professor Okwe stated that the conditionality tied to IMF bailout programs have done more harm than good to the country.
IMF cannot save us. In fact, having done 17 times, I was reminded of the tree program. In other words, after 2 or 3 visits, if there were any succor in this
program would have noticed by now and would have been healed. You get more and more sick as the years go by. And I believe that if we come to really appreciate that this is a no-go area, then we will seriously want to look for, so what do we do? What do we have? And we want to look at what we have in terms of our gold, diamond, bauxite, manganese, lithium, oil, etc., etc. The IMF program has not done us any good. We're speaking to that. Secondly, we have a certain system that we are applying. If natural resources should be our salvation, are we going to go on in that direction, or we shall apply a new paradigm? For that matter, having looked a bit at our problem as it is now, we have a look at some of the global paradigms which are applicable and which have brought prosperity to those who have applied them, including the famous Dubai that we all like to go to. Why not make a Dubai here for ourselves?
And now moving on to the international front, a road accident involving 2 buses on one of Uganda's busiest highways killed at least 63 people and left others injured. The crash happened just after midnight on the highway between the capital Kampala and the northern city of Gulu. Initial investigations suggest it was caused by 2 buses coming from opposite directions trying to overtake other vehicles. Sports update will be coming your way after the commercial break. Stay tuned. Escape from serenity. Your luxury wellness retreat awaits you at NAP Apartment Hotel. Nested in the city's most vibrant district, NAP Apartments Hotel offers you one-of-a-kind experience. NAP Apartments Hotel rated as one of the 4 stars in the country. You can locate NAP Apartments Hotel at Bonsuma first link. Or for reservations and enquiries, you can log onto their website at www.napapartmentshotel. NAP Apartments Hotel, where comfort meets adventure. Welcome back from the commercial break. Now, sports news is up next. 15-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., who is at Saudi Arabia, where his father plays, has been included in a 22-player squad for the Federations Cup tournament in Turkey. The youth tournament will feature matches against teams from Turkey, Wales, and England between October 30th and November 4th. His selection comes after he was called up for Portugal under 15 in May, and his progression continues the prospect of him sharing a pit with his father. La Liga says plans to hold a regular season match between Villarreal and Barcelona in Miami in December have been cancelled. In August, the Spanish Football Federation approved plans to move Villarreal's fixture against Barcelona to Hard Rock Stadium on 20th December, a decision that sparked discontent in Spain. The match will now be held at Villarreal's Estadio de la Ceramica home as originally scheduled. The decision to cancel the match in Miami was announced during Villarreal's 2-0 Champions League defeat at home by Manchester City. And now in entertainment news, Nollywood actress Yvonne has stirred social media after passionately defending fellow actress Regina Daniels amid ongoing discussions about illegal domestic violence in their marriage. She expressed disappointment in those mocking Regina instead of showing empathy, stressing that no amount of wealth on social status justifies staying in a violent marriage.
You people can't be real. A young girl has come out to cry for help, that she is being violated in her home. And the first thing that you people would think of is, are you not married to a rich man? If she was married to a poor man and the man is beating her, would that make a difference? No, I'm asking you, would that make a difference? Or maybe if she was married to a single guy who never was married before and the guy is still beating her, because we know people who are single, who are beating their wives. There's a video of a woman who came out recently that she just had a baby, and is it 4 days later the man beat her till whatever happened and the police came to rescue her. The guy didn't have money. He didn't have other wives, but he was beating his wife who just had a baby. So if that was Regina's case, maybe you guys would have been feeling sorry for her that, oh, poor man is beating her. Is that what it is? You people just like bad news. You people just like Sokuso. You people just like bad news. And all those senior colleagues of hers that will be say them play her mama years ago. Una play in mother for film years ago. Una dey now, don't they laugh for internet. Shame on una. Everybody has a story. All of us will have a story. And it doesn't matter where or how, we all have a story. And one way or the other, we are intertwined, we are connected, we are one. So to stand up now and you are laughing at somebody just because her story has gone the other way. And I know all of you will come for me and say, is that not what she's all about? Single mother. And she's one that is holding the mantra for single parents. I don't care. My own is that when violence is involved, I will not sugarcoat it. I will tell you to leave. Be it a woman, be it a man. Because even some women get agitated so much and they get violence. Olga, I'm not one of those people that come and say, are you not a man? Can't you man up and do? Bros, you carry your bag for your own health, mental health. You pick your bag and you go. Listen, it is better for you to live to tell the story than for you to stay and die. That's the point I'm trying to make. There are young people who beat their wives. It doesn't even matter if the man is in his 60s. People who have never married before have married once in their lifetime and they use beating, take command the woman, shift the woman's face, go the other side. Does that make it better? Because if the man was poor or the man was younger, would that make it any better? Would it? You guys should make me understand. Maybe I'm not getting it. Maybe people should make me understand. Because shame on all these, especially her colleagues that are there now gloating. Oh, sure. Is your story any better?
Ghanaian media personality Ohenini Adeswa has urged all Ghanaian parents to draw the line when their daughters bring married men home. According to her, the act of dating other people's husbands should never be entertained, regardless of who the man is. She therefore advises men to stay away from broke, jobless, and uneducated women.
So we back of may be befie, may you be cool, no matter the caliber of that man, mommy, and so. Nasa ban, so no one can sacra and wish you a sophomore. Karma is very real. As a man, me a victim, me a victim. Oh, sir, Gufuku, a Hutali, a Hutalan, ye a victim, and tea and American Asa, Amame.
Weather report is up next. Stay tuned. Now, weather update for today's afternoon, 22nd October 2025. Most places in the country will be dominated by sunny conditions this afternoon. And from late afternoon into the evening hours, some few towns along the coast, slightly north, middle and transition sectors will experience isolated cases of thunderstorms or rains. And this is where we end today's news bulletin. But before we go, let's have a recap of the top stories. Former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo meets all new Patriotic Party presidential aspirants at his residence in Nima. Also, 9 injured in accident on Tema Highway. Gold Board opens applications for jewelry and refining license. On the international front, Uganda bus crash leaves at least 63 people dead. And this is where we draw curtains for today's news bulletin. Cstv News at 24 was brought to you by Celeste Tom Brown, Rema Ocean Agency, Ansel Block Machinery and Block Manufacturing, Sarah's Dream Jewelries, KS Rafemix Company Limited, Yap Decorations, and NAP Apartment Hotel. For more news updates, you can follow us on our social media handles at CSTV GH. My name is Dorcas Mensah. Good afternoon once again.